Hello Kitty Queens and Kitty Beauty Teas. I'm back at y'all with another client tutorial. As y'all can see, I created this bomb purple beat, so we're just about to step right into it. I'm going to start this tutorial off by cleaning my model's face, and to clean her face I'm just using some micellar water, however you pronounce it. But once her face is clean, I'm just going to start to fill in her eyebrows, and to fill them in I'm using my Nicka K eyebrow pencil. This one is in the shade black brown. When filling in the brows, I like to go in and outline them first just to get them as symmetrical as possible. So as you can see right now, I'm just trying to perfect my shape and figure out how I would like the brow to be. I normally like to follow the natural brow shape, but for some clients, I just like to raise the arch up a little bit more and just basically make it into my own shape. So as you can see, I have one side finished. Now I'm just repeating the steps on the other side. So now that my shaping is where I would like it to be, I'm just going to go ahead and start filling them in. And I like to fill them in at the back and work my way to the front. And I also make sure I brush out the brows as I go. I brush them out with my spoolie just to make sure everything is well blended and that my product doesn't look too dark. To clean up her brows, I'm going to be using my LA Girl concealer along with my Nicka K concealer. First, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer because it's lighter, and I like to use a lighter shade of concealer to clean up underneath the arch. Now that I've created a crisp line underneath her eyebrows, I'm going to take that LA Girl concealer and I'm going to use it to go the remainder of the way. Now that the bottom of her brows has been fully cleaned, I'm going to take my buffing brush and use it to buff out my concealers. And once I get them all buffed out, I'm just going to proceed to cleaning up the top of her eyebrows. As y'all can see, I have one brow all cleaned up, so once I have it buffed out, I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side. For an eyeshadow base, I'm actually going to be using my P.louise base, and this one is in the shade Rumor Number 1. I'm just taking it on a flat brush and going right on her eyelids with it. As you can see, I'm applying it to majority of her eyes, and once I have it applied with the flat brush, I'm going to be taking my buffing brush and using it to buff out this product. The palette I chose for this tutorial was my Morphe 35B palette. First, I'm going in with this vibrant dark purple shade, and I'm just packing it on the outer edge of her eye and building it up as I go. Now I'm taking a lighter purple shade and I'm using it to blend out the first color that we use. I'm also making sure I bring this color all the way up towards the front of her eyebrows. Before I add the next shade, I'm just going to be cleaning off her lids, and to clean them off, I'm using my e.l.f. camo concealer, the matte one. This one is in the shade Fair Rose, and this is a no-cut crease look, so it doesn't have to be neat at all, but I know that I wanted my shapes to be very round. So as you can see, I'm just tapping this concealer on her lids in a round shape, and I'm patting over the edges just to make sure they're well blended. Now I'm going back in with that dark purple shade and I'm applying it to the edge of her eye, just because I feel like a tiny bit of the color was lost when I decided to clean up her lids. So I'm just adding it back. Now I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush and I'm using it to apply this violet shade onto her lids, and I mixed it with a little bit of a matte white just to lighten it up. For glitter, I'm going to be going in with this glitter from ME NEWYORK, and I believe it's in the shade Diamond. If you watch any of my other client tutorials, then you would know that this is my favorite glitter. It's cheap, y'all. It's only $1.99, and you can find it at your local beauty supply store. I think this is the best shade of glitter you can have because you can literally put it over any eyeshadow. As you can see, it's just the perfect topper, the perfect thing to top off any look, and it's just shining, baby. Do you see it? I applied my adhesive off camera, so I'm just stamping the glitter on using that same e.l.f. eyeshadow brush that I use for the eyeshadow. Now I'm taking my Wet n Wild black liquid liner and I'm going to be using it to do an angled line across her eye. I'm going in with a black eyeshadow and I'm using it to blend out the edge of my liner. Moving on to the face, I already cleaned and moisturized her face off camera, so now I'm just going in and priming her skin, and to prime it I'm using my calamine lotion. For foundation, I'm going in with these two Fit Me foundations, and they're in the shades Spicy Brown and Deep Golden. First, I'm going in with the shade Spicy Brown because it's lighter, and I'm just working this into the inner portions of her face. To highlight her face, I'm going to be using my Nicka K concealer in the shade number 6. To blend out her highlight, I'm going to be using the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation, and I'm just going to tap everything in place. Now allow her under eyes to sit a little more and just proceed to doing her contour. So to contour her face, I'm using my Juvia's Place foundation stick, and it's in the color Catsina. As you can see, I'm just dotting it on her cheekbones, and then I'm going in and blending it out with that same brush. Now I'm just taking my Real Technique sponge and I'm using it to blend out the concealer that was left to sit under her eyes. To set her highlight in place, I'm going to be using my Fit Me pressed powder, and I'm going to have the shade name in the description box because I forgot to show it on camera. But I'm just taking my sponge and pressing it into the powder, and then I'm just pressing it into her skin. To set the contoured areas of her face, I'm using my Black Radiance pressed powder, and this one is in the shade Black Coffee. To set the remaining areas of her face, I'm using my Fit Me pressed powder, and this one is in the shade Toffee. Now I'm taking a little bit of my Fenty loose setting powder, and this one is in the shade Honey, and I'm just going to be tapping this everywhere that we highlighted. I'm taking an eyeshadow from my Fantasy palette. You can find it on Amazon, and I'm just using it as a blush for her skin. Now it's time to work on her under eyes, so I'm taking this black gel liner on a Q-tip, and I'm using it to line her waterline. I'm going to take some of that dark purple eyeshadow mixed with a little bit of black and just brush it on her lower lash line. Now I'm going in with this light pink glitter liner. I bought this from my beauty supply store, and I'm just applying it to the inner corner of her lower lash line, and I'm taking it about a third of the way. I wanted her lower lash line to stick out a little bit more, so I decided to go in with some rhinestones, and I'm just gluing them right on top of the glitter. I only went in with 3 for each eye. As y'all can see, those rhinestones really took it there, okay? Like, y'all see it, don't play. Now I'm going back in with that foundation brush, and I'm using it to press in any powder that I had resting on her face. For lashes, I decided to go in with these 20mm lashes that I bought from AliExpress. Y'all, that is where I purchased all of my lashes from. I highly recommend it if you like to buy your lashes in bulk for an inexpensive price, okay, period. So I cut the lashes to fit her eye off camera. Now I'm just applying them. Last but not least, it's time to do her lip. So for her lip, I decided to go with the nude lip. Y'all know me, I love me some nude ombre lips. So first I'm going in and I'm outlining her lips using this dark brown eyebrow pencil from LA Colors. Since this is an ombre lip, I'm going to outline the lips first and then go back in and fill in the edges. For the center of her lips, I went in with this new lip gloss from Absolute New York. This is my favorite combination, y'all. I use this on majority of my clients. Now I'm going back in with whatever lip gloss is left on this applicator, and I'm just blending it right on top of her lip liner. Once that's finished, we'll be getting into the grand reveal, so I'm just gonna let y'all watch.
Okay, Kelly, you ready to see?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes.
Girl, it is giving. Do you hear me?
Giving.
It's giving Barbie.
Very
No
much
breasts,
so.
dog. It's giving breasts.
Very much.
I love it. Girl, I ain't got nowhere to go, but I'm finna find somewhere to go.
Oh, Lord.
This is cute. I love it.
Who is she? She is me. We are.
As y'all can see, her reaction was amazing. This look was a success. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you did. And if you would like to see more content, feel free to follow me on Instagram. A link will be in the description box below. Bye bye, queens.